So, what should you do when you're working out and you want to make sure you don't hurt yourself? Very simple. The first thing you need to do is to look at the diagram if you're working out at the gym. If you're not working out at the gym, look up whatever area it is that you're working on. Let's say if it's your, I don't know, let's say it's your shoulder and your lat area, this muscle back here. Let's say you want to work on that. So look up the area on the internet, or if you're at the gym, look up the map of the area that you're working on if it's a machine that you're using. It doesn't matter if you know the connections, the origin and insertion of the muscle, the name of the muscle, or the function of that muscle necessarily, as long as you see what muscle you're working on with that machine specifically. And then what you want to do is very simple. You don't want to listen to any music. You don't want to be talking to anyone or checking out all the other people. One of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of going to a gym, because it's too much of a distraction. But if that's the kind of thing you like to do, by all means, be my guest. But you want to make sure the eyes of your brain go to the area you're working on. So if you're working on, let's say this muscle back here, you want to pay attention to that muscle as you're lifting, or you're doing whatever exercise it is that you're doing. Let's say in this case it's a biceps. I'm going to change that muscle to biceps just because it's easier to see it on the camera here. So if you're working on your biceps, you know where where the connections are. Let's say it's here to here. So you want to feel that muscle that's highlighted at the map of the gym, at the gym, if that's where you're going, or when you look it up on the internet. You want to only see that muscle contracted. If it is not, if you use any other muscle, and that's why you need to pay attention and not be distracted. You want to make sure that you are only contracting that muscle. Let's say if it's too heavy and I'm lifting this, and in the process I can't lift, my brain already has the command of, okay, she wants to do, let's say, 2 sets of 12. That's the goal. But you don't want to give that command to your brain. You want to give the command of using the right muscles to contract this muscle. So with that said, you don't want to lose your form. You don't want to engage any other muscles. You only want to use that muscle. So as I'm doing this, I'm paying attention. Am I engaging my neck muscle? One of the things that happens is a lot of times people will leverage their neck to bring something that's heavy closer to them, and that's how they end up hurting something else. Or what ends up happening is a lot of times the neck muscles end up getting tired in this case, and they start fulcrum back. They start extending their back to bring the arm up. Well, you're going through the movement, but you're actually not doing the exercise properly. So with that said, it's nice that you're working out. It is not nice to go through the mechanics of it while you're really imposing on the muscles that are not even supposed to be working out with that specific issue. Now you do this day in, day out. Every time you go to the gym, you will end up hurting yourself. Today I've already seen 3 people, and this is Monday, I've already seen 3 people who've injured themselves since Friday working out. So now they're off commission, and geez, who knows how long it's taken them to start doing the workout to begin with. So you start working out incorrectly, and then you're off commission, and there goes who knows how long before you go back to the gym or start working out. The other thing is that if you have injured yourself, obviously common sense, when you go back to the gym, do not go back to where you left off. So let's say if you did 2 sets of 12 for your biceps at, let's say, 30 pounds, well, you don't want to go to 30 pounds. You need to go less, and then do maybe 1 set of 12 and see how you do. And then maybe if it's too heavy, go down to the weight and continue with the second set. So there are ways that you can gauge your workout without injuring yourself. Injuring muscles is not fun. I mean, pulling a muscle and spraining a muscle is not a good thing. Now, if you happen to injure yourself, one of the things nutritionally that you can do is you can up your vitamin C level and up your protein. The best kind of protein is actually whey protein, but if you're a vegan or a vegetarian, well, I guess technically vegetarian should be okay, but if you're a vegan and you need to skip the whey, then I guess you can go to whatever protein powder that you can. So up your protein, up your vitamin C if you've injured. Best thing to do is to avoid any injuries. Just don't get distracted by, I don't know, people checking out people at the gym or listening to music or chit-chatting. Pay attention. So that's all I can say. I hope this helps. You guys take care.